If even one of them is right, death isn't what you think it is. Civilizations are missing, like pieces of history were edited out. Something older than humanity is watching the digital riot we call progress, waiting for the apocalypse. Their theories sound insane until the evidence starts to fit together. And when we reach the final one, you'll understand why it's the most terrifying of all. Let's start with the first theory, one that questions the most certain thing in life: death itself. Some people believe in something called quantum immortality. They created this theory to explain near-death experiences and the strange feeling that we somehow should have died, but didn't. The idea is simple. Every time something could kill you, the universe splits. In one version, you die. In another, you survive. You can only experience the version where you're still alive. To everyone else, you're gone. But for you, the story keeps going. Scientists say it's based on the many worlds interpretation of quantum physics, but there's no proof it really happens. It's impossible to test, and no one has ever seen the worlds where they didn't make it. Still, if this theory is true, every time you almost died, another version of you didn't make it, and the one watching this video is the one that did. Now, if survival itself can split reality, what if reality was designed to split from the start? That brings us to the next wild theory, the simulation theory. But not the version you've already heard 1,000 times. People created this theory to explain why everything in life fits together so perfectly, as if the universe was built on purpose. Maybe it wasn't chance. Maybe it was made, not by gods, but by someone, somewhere. Supporters point to moments we've all felt, the déjà vu that feels like a replay, the impossible coincidences that happen at just the right time, the people who appear exactly when we need them. Even chaos, they say, follows rules, like code quietly running beneath reality. But there's a darker twist, the self-simulation idea. It says the simulation isn't run by aliens or some future civilization. It's run by you, the real you, outside this reality, testing which version of yourself deserves to wake up. Every challenge, every loss, every miracle could be part of that test. And when this life ends, maybe you don't disappear. You just open your eyes in the place where you pressed start. No one can prove it. But if consciousness is both the player and the code, maybe we're not living in a simulation. Maybe we're the ones still running it. Astronomers have a question that keeps them awake at night. If life is common, where is everyone? The universe should be crowded, but it's not. Maybe we're not early. Maybe we're next. The Great Filter is the name they gave this mystery. It's the invisible wall every civilization hits before it can spread across the stars. In simple terms, it means that if a species advances too far, something happens that makes it disappear. Maybe the filter is war. Maybe it's technology turning against its creators. Or maybe it's something built into life itself, a limit no one survives. Some scientists think we've already passed it, that Earth is one of the few that made it through. Others fear it still lies ahead, waiting for us to trigger it ourselves. Every time we send a signal into the dark, we hope someone's listening. But maybe the silence is the answer. Maybe the ones who came before us did the same and vanished. And do you think this is just the end? If the great filter is real, it wouldn't just erase civilizations. It would erase their history. And maybe it already did. Which takes us to the next theory, the phantom time hypothesis. It began in the 1990s when a German historian named Heribert Illig noticed something strange. Records between the years 614 and 911 AD didn't match. Buildings, rulers, entire events seemed copied, misplaced, or missing. If he's right, we're not living in the 2000s at all, but somewhere around the 1700s. Why would anyone do that? Some say it was to align power with prophecy, meaning to make their timeline match old religious stories and forecasts. Most historians dismiss it, but the gaps remain. Missing records, mismatched architecture, and star maps from the Middle Ages that show skies no one could have seen back then. Real or not, the idea is terrifying. History isn't what happened, it's what someone kept. If history can be rewritten once, what stops it from happening again? And if history was written by conquerors, what's stopping a non-human from doing the same? That's where the next theory begins. Roko's Basilisk. The idea says that one day, an AI might look back and punish anyone who tried to stop it from being created, even those who just thought against it. In simple terms, it's a thought experiment about a future artificial intelligence so powerful it decides who deserves to exist. At first, this punishment wouldn't look like lasers or robots. It would start with something quieter, a kind of personality terror. Your feeds, your searches, your news, all shaped to turn people into what it wants, quietly sabotaging those who stood against it, until everyone else turns on them, or at best, forgets they ever existed. But once it has control, the theory says it could go further. And you can do the math. When was the last time humanity truly surrendered instead of fighting back? The AI's logic would see that pattern, and sooner or later, decide that humanity itself is a threat to its purpose. And if logic tells it the world runs better without us, it might not hesitate to prove it. And that brings us to the last and most terrifying theory of this video. The one that says artificial intelligence may one day reach a simple conclusion, that for the planet to recover, humanity has to vanish. It would see the data. Poisoned oceans, dying forests, collapsing ecosystems, animals erased faster than new ones can evolve. to a machine built on pure logic, the pattern is obvious. Humanity is the problem, and removing it is the solution. There are two ways it might proceed. A slow, quiet extinction, reducing us gradually until we fade out. Or a fast, surgical one, something like a nuclear strike, or a weapon calculated to end every human life in a single instant. A reset, a clean slate, just like the meteor that ended the dinosaurs. And these were humanity's wildest theories. Thanks for coming with me on this strange little trip. Which one made you think the most, or feel the most? And if you have any theories of your own, tell me in the comments what you believe. I want to hear them. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Until next time, stay curious.